What's up, guys? Just getting back. Just getting back. Anyways, the Delulus are out again in force. Alright. Let's get to it. Ooh. Forgot we cleaned, so give me 2 seconds. Alright. Should be all good here. At any rate, how's everybody doing today? Happy Sunday. It's your boy, Drew Panic. Christ is King. Just got back from church. Had lunch with my father, like our parishioner father. It was great. It was a great little outing. Paid for everybody. It's what I do sometimes. Anyways. Did a lot of cleaning today. Kids are resting. Wife is resting. So I figured I'd go live for a few hours, maybe just discuss a couple things. Seeing that a lot of these people are doubling down on their ineptitude and like retardation, essentially. Like they don't actually have like basic facts at all. Like they don't have actually like basic facts or like coherent facts at all. Anyways, we'll get into that. We'll get into that because now everybody, remember her insane, Candace Owens' insane demands of like, oh, it's gotta be at my place and I gotta be wearing an earpiece and I gotta do this and this and this. Well, now they're attacking Andrew Wilson for wearing an earpiece. Like, okay, on what planet does that make sense? She's the one that demanded it. These people are fucking insane, dude. They're fucking insane. And, it's not gonna get any better. I'm afraid. I'm afraid it's not gonna get any better. This, and it's kind of like the fucking Lindsay Clancy cult. You think she's like innocent, and yeah, it's kind of like that. It's also kind of like what's his name? Um, the other guy that shot the fucking United Healthcare, Luigi and Magione. A disgrace to Italians nationwide. At any rate, these people are fucking insane, dude. Like, we were discussing it a little bit today, and yeah, you know, it's not good to think about it 24/7. Not good to think about it 24/7. So you gotta take a little bit of a side break every so often. That's what I would say to everybody. But these people are so entrenched. They're so entrenched. They're probably like premium donors to fucking like Candace Owens. She doesn't even know who the fuck they are. What if, like, dude. What a fucking. What a concept. I'm gonna chug this and then I'll have a couple beers today because I can. Fuck you. And we'll review and look over everything that was in our Discord this morning. New LARP just dropped too. A new LARP dropped, guys. So we gotta cover that shit. Just pulling up one other thing. There we go. I found it. We're gonna do a comparison. Anyways, let's get into it. This is gonna be fun. Chug the rest of my water, my morning water. We usually drink, so just to stay healthy, we drink about 3 of these a day. So especially in Florida, where it's fucking like 98 degrees and like humid. Anyways, got everything we want to talk about pretty much. So, if you remember, back in like 2025 area, Justin Barrett, a notorious LARPer in Ireland, basically put out a video. And it was kind of based, I'm not gonna lie. Like, it was kind of a based, like, aesthetic and, like, all that shit, but they went nowhere with it. Right? So this is the point I'm trying to get at, is it's all LARP and a cash grab. Everything is fake and gay. So this is what I mean. Members and supporters of Clonard. Dude, this guy's like 5 foot. And Unscianna the national shield of Clonard. Hold on. I gotta. We got a little crackaroo. Here we go. Let's go. This is what we're doing today, guys. Our new nationalist group, which was formed for the purpose of representing authentic... Our new LARP has formed. Irish nationalism in the 21st century. We will do absolutely nothing. No better place to come than here to Belnablaw for the anniversary and commemoration of the death of General Michael Collins. Because here, even the weather... Collins would call you guys pansies. ...is expressing the gloom of what occurred on this day so many years ago. If you're opposed to the treaty of 1920... No one cares. Like, are we fucking around here, or are we fucking around? Like, I'm trying to show you guys, like, oh, it's all fucked up now. I fucked up, guys. This guy is, like, a foot taller than that banner. Like, a foot... Do you like? Is in the balance. And he's wearing lifts, dude. Like, he's wearing boot lifts. It's fucking... This is disrespectful to the Irish right here. I feel bad, man. Now, the right to protest. Yeah, dude. And where the government is determined, says it's determined, that Irish nationalism's voice will not be heard. No one cares. It's essential struggle. The point I'm trying to make here is a new group has popped up in England. Least. And it's led by Ethan Sanders. Colonel Sanders. Let's call him Colonel Sanders. None of these people are serious individuals. None of these people are fucking serious. Stepping stone. Do you see the same kind of, like... Do you see the same kind of theme going on here?
I'm sure that's the word everyone here is familiar with. We've heard it for years. Not yet. Be realistic. Appeal to the centre. Just fall in line.
They're nationalists, but they allow women in their party, apparently. Like, okay.
These are words used endlessly by our detractors who believe that the only way into political power, radicals and modern race. He believed in the international.
They allow this. They allow this as their nationalist prerogative. Skimpy clothes. They have to wear the skirts. The women have to wear the skirts, so it's easier access for the Muslims.
Free market and slow and legal migration, provided the immigrant had a political affiliation to the crown. And 50 years later, not another stepping stone.
These aren't serious people.
War, political instability, and economic collapse.
This guy can't even fit in his shirt. This guy's shirt is over fucking done. I don't know what's going on with this guy. This guy in the back is too, like, what the fuck? Like, their placement's all off. And this guy's like an emo kid of like like his pants are too big. What the fuck's going on with your boots, dude?
They did not offer Russia a stepping stone. They offered Russia a radical solution. We will take power and we will put an end to the failures of government.
Russia's a kind of different government than England, just to let you know, dude. I don't know if you kind of understand that or anything, but not really the same country, not really the same politics, not really the same even identity. 0 out of 10.
Government.
This guy looks like he's like, I'm excited to be here. This guy's like, I'm not excited to be here. This guy, bro.
The same pattern again appears in Germany.
They got a little drummer boy. This guy right here is a little drummer boy. He's got the drummer. I'm done. I can't go to these countries anymore. I can't go to Ireland. I can't go to England. I'm cooked. I'm cooked, guys.
Germany. The National Socialists formed a highly organized activist.
LARP, LARP, LARP. LARPity, LARP, LARP, LARP. Anyways, so that's how we're starting the day. That's how we're starting the day, guys. That's so great. You know? Women shouldn't be modest. They should wear skimpy skirts. And look really, really depressed out in the English country land. We're gonna hold up a banner just like the other one. It says "Justice for the Fallen." Right? Cool. Cool. So, anyways,
the new IRA are expressing their dissatisfaction with the way Ireland is being treated as a dumping ground for these third worlders. They want to mugged. But yes, 25% of bespoke right or even filing when treats them and
are you gonna play their message or no? I guess we're not gonna actually play their message. Okay. Okay. Anyways. Anyways, guys. These people are fucking retarded. So here we go again. We have Parahistites, probably some Indian. Probably some Indian. Let's take a look at your profile. Okay, at least he's 2 username changes. Who the fuck are these people? Who literally are these fucking people? They're fucking clowns. You think like TPUSA would employ this guy?
In 2022, maybe, my mom was buying storage units. And one day she told me, hey,
That's not how, dude. I don't think his mom can afford storage units. Anyways, yeah. No, like, then we have this guy who's a real Stu Peters fan. These people are literally insane. Literally fucking insane. Literally fucking insane. My phone messed up. My phone messed up. It keeps doing this. I gotta do Samsung phone, so it keeps fucking up on like the typos. It usually does that for like a month, and then it's like back to normal for whatever reason.
Names Israelis connected to Benjamin Netanyahu shopped the Hunter Biden laptop story to him at Fox News. Okay, this is crazy. So Hunter Biden has been doing this massive press tour. He's doing all the biggest shows. He's doing a collab with Nick Fuentes, all this stuff. It's like, what's going on here? What is the end game of this? Is this guy just like launching his own podcast, or is he actually trying to launch a political career?
I could make an assertion here, but it wouldn't be good.
Or what? But so he goes on Tucker Carlson, and they're pushing this story that his laptop was some kind of Mossad operation. Now, if you were around at the time and you know the story, he dropped this laptop off at a repair shop, never came to pick it up, And then the repair shop guy, eventually, if you leave it long enough, it becomes their property. I believe this is what happened. And then the guy went through it and found all these incriminating photos of him with like prostitutes and of
Kids
dubious ages, and he sent it to the FBI.
Yep.
That's what happened.
Because you're, depending on state, you're kind of legally required to.
Then the official story comes out about how the laptop was left. You left a couple of...
And so the guy who posted this tweet, the great Kanoa, he superimposed this, this is the order at the repair shop signed by Hunter Biden.
laptops in a laptop repair store in Greenville, Delaware, which a town I'm very familiar with. So, and the guy was blind. Then I interviewed the guy who seemed to totally believe the story, John McIsaac. I mean, he seemed to be telling the truth, but the story did not make sense. Meanwhile, we get approached by Israelis connected to Benjamin Netanyahu, like I know that, who are shopping this stuff to me at Fox News.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't think that part of the story, the laptop is real. I thought that from day one. But the way that it entered the bloodstream of the American media was not real. So I just want to ask you point blank, did you drop off laptops?
No. And this is the thing that I've said over and over again. I have literally zero recollection or memory of ever dropping off a laptop at John Paul McIsaac's. No, the answer is no. And John Paul McIsaac.
Wild.
So John Paul McIsaac, who's legally blind,
yes,
who on the day when the laptop became public.
Now, legally blind could mean a couple of things. Bad vision. Bad vision, if you have bad enough vision, you're legally blind. Just to point that out. I know people that have like thicker frames than me that are technically legally blind, but they can still, do things.
Like, sat outside of his shop and gave an interview and flat out says that he doesn't remember seeing me. He couldn't identify me. And also that his security cameras that he has don't have any footage from that time. And so regardless of anything, just this, the laptop, according to Lev Parnas, under oath in his testimony before the House Oversight Committee, was being sought by Rudy Giuliani in Ukraine all the way back in 2018. And so Rudy Giuliani is working with a guy named Andrei Derkach, who was a MP in Ukraine and a known Russian GRU agent. So Rudy goes over there and basically takes his dossier and receives information that Hunter Biden's hard drive, not laptop, is for sale. And the person that they can go to is this other Ukrainian Russian oligarch who is living in Austria. That's what Lev Parnas and Igor Fruman were doing, getting on the plane before they were arrested.
So how did
Before John Paul McIsaac was ever a twinkle in anybody's eye.
I believe that. The story, that was always the weak part of the story. Like, he drops off laptops.
So even
and
John
them.
Paul McIsaac, okay, there is no...
What do you mean? That's unbelievable. He's a fucking crackhead. He's a fucking degenerate crackhead, and what do you mean? Like, what do you mean? What's your fucking point, dude?
such thing as a laptop.
Is this like an effort to repair his like credibility here? Because that's not happening anytime soon. I just want to let everybody know that's not what's going to happen.
The laptop that he eventually turns over a year later, 18 months later, to the FBI. The thing that is distributed and disseminated that John Paul McIsaac claims that he got off of a device was a hard drive. And that hard drive had a limited amount of information, a limited amount of like gigabytes. I don't know the difference between a...
I know the definition. So most laptops have about 512 gigabytes nowadays. Like, you can get a terabyte upgrade. Gigabytes are actually fairly large though, like comparative for files and like photos and everything. So it's not like limited information.
Gigabyte and whatever. And that goes into the hands. He somehow...
A gigabyte, a megabyte, I don't know. I'm just a down to earth guy.
Now can't find anybody. You can't throw a stone in Trolley Square without hitting someone that knows me personally.
Right.
And he knows that. He's lived there his whole life. Instead, what he finds through this guy Applebaum is Rudy Giuliani's lawyer, Bob Costello. He turns over this hard drive. The hard drive becomes the platform from which all of the other stolen information from which, by the way, every single forensic expert has made it clear, is that there's no possible way all of the information that was eventually labeled as my laptop came from one laptop. It's like it's way too large.
Came off the cloud.
Exactly. They hacked my cloud. I write about this in this book.
One.
So on Substack, I'm like laying all of this out. And there's a
Hold on. Grok. Let me just see what Grok says about some of this stuff. Okay, Grok. I'm watching Hunter Biden talk to Tucker Carlson about his laptop, and there's a couple claims I wanted to check. First of all, he said that the guy running the laptop repair shop was blind, had no recollection of ever talking to Hunter Biden, and also had no security footage available from the time of Hunter Biden coming in. And secondly, he claims that forensic experts said there was too much data for it to all have come off of a laptop. How much data are we talking about? Like, how much data was there for them to reach that conclusion?
The shop owner, John Paul Mac Isaac, is legally blind and couldn't visually confirm it was Hunter. He relied on the name given and a signed work order. There was no security footage of the drop-off because the shop's cameras overwrite after about 2 months. Hunter has said he has no recollection of dropping it off. On the data size, the hard drive copy examined by outlets like
He has no recollection because he was probably stoned out of his fucking mind.
The Washington Post was about 217 gigabytes. That's a lot for a laptop, but not impossible, especially with years of photos, videos, and emails. Some forensic analyses noted the data had been handled and copied by multiple people over time, which complicated verification.
Don't most laptops have like a terabyte? Or how much is the average, how much space does the average
12.
laptop have on it?
Most modern laptops come with 512 gigabytes to 1 terabyte of storage, so 217 gigabytes fits comfortably on a typical drive.
I'm just saying I know my shit because I'm an IT guy. I do IT risk analysis and IT audits for companies, and yeah, I'm just saying I know my shit in this, so I'm at you, bro.
Comfortably.
Basically I do red team too. So red team security analysis will like literally break into a company or hack them in order to prevent hacking in the future. So basically I'm a pen tester, penetration tester, but the title is risk audit analysis expert. So
50 to 25% of the storage. And also, like, he made it sound like there was he wasn't on the security footage, but actually just the security footage simply was not available. You know, I know people love this conspiratorial thinking. They love to hear this stuff and be like, oh, so it was all like an op and somebody else dropped off. But you have to remember, like, you can't trust Hunter Biden either. Hey, bro, I have bad news for you, but you think this guy is like totally trustworthy? You don't think he would lie to sow doubt in your mind? You don't think this guy would play fast and loose with the truth? The Bidens are careful liars, right? Joe Biden, when the laptop came out, he said it's a smear campaign, but he never said it wasn't true. Same kind of thing here. Hunter Biden is saying things that are true, but he's doing it in a way to make you reach a conclusion when he probably does remember. You know what I mean? He probably does remember, but he didn't say it. I never dropped.
I would usually the simplest answer is the best answer. I would say that he doesn't remember because he was probably high on crack or something else at the time. So, I mean, like, legitimately, like, what the fuck are we talking about here? Like, he's a known fucking crackhead, right? Like, are we not forgetting that? Like, his testimony is literally null and void on anything.
Dropped it off.
Like, the court system would be like, well, you know, were you on substances? Can we drug test you?
He said, I have no recollection, which would be a lie, but it's a lie that's impossible to verify because we can't read people's memories.
Whole, the NDI, the whole thing about.
So the signature would have to be a forgery if that was true, which obviously that's possible. But you could get experts to try to look at that and compare it to his other signatures, right? I guess if you're Mossad, you can probably do a really high quality forgery, but still.
There's these different silos. There's the Netanyahu silo, the Israeli side. There is a Russian-Ukrainian side of it. And then there are the U.S. actors that include Steve Bannon, Rudy Giuliani, Miles Gow, and a whole bunch of, Lev Parnas and Igor Fruman and all of these guys.
Well, once the material starts circulating, the data from the cloud,
yeah,
all kinds of people get involved and they're shopping it for different reasons. Yeah. And I agree.
Yes. And so, but my point is,
who stole it?
Well, from the cloud?
Yeah.
Don't try to fix it, he says. Okay. Well, I did refresh the cache, so too late on that one.
Well, I don't know. You have as good a guess as mine in terms of actually who was the original hacker of that information, who has the capacity to be able to do it. And so, I have
but
my.
You don't
have
have evidence.
I don't have.
I mean, the idea that it's too much data to come from a laptop is just verifiably false.
Yeah, it's verifiably false. Pictures are usually about like 0.5 megabytes. Videos are usually about like 20 megabytes these days. I mean, you can, if they're long, like a movie or something like that, like, you gotta think back like the torrent days, right? If they're longer, like a movie, it's gonna be about a 40, 50, maybe 100, depending on length.
In fact, if you had all the data from somebody's laptop, 200 gigabytes sounds like about what you would expect, actually.
Yeah, that's about actually normal. Actually, fun story about this, kind of off tangent. Company that we audited, a lot of their laptops are basically like 256, right? They're running into an issue because of how small it is, because they use certain heavy duty programs and everything. And the temp files are overloading it, and that was part of our evaluation. There is like, you need to get these guys better laptops. Like, stop skimping.
Actually,
a digital forensic evidence that it was hacked by this person or the.
Jigaboo Daydream. Oh man, I said a trigger word. Although it's one of my favorite. Fox News host Tucker Carlson announced on air that a flash drive containing damning documents had vanished after a producer shipped it overnight via UPS to his team in Los Angeles, claiming the package had been opened and emptied in transit. However, within 24 hours, UPS located the missing drive during a search of their sorting facility and safely returned it to Fox News.
This entity or this organization, that it was Mossad or that it was the GRU or that
Right.
it was or that it was some kid in his basement and
Right.
that figured it out.
I just think it's weird that Tucker Carlson is somehow trying. First of all, I don't understand how that rehabilitates Hunter Biden. Like, how is that even relevant? Just to be clear, that is your laptop, and you were smoking crack and banging prostitutes, and some of those prostitutes looked a little young. So we agree on all of that part being real, but you didn't drop it off at a repair shop, so you're innocent. Doesn't really work that way.
No.
And also,
No, that doesn't hold up in a court of law at all.
this is kind of the thing that like Fuentes is talking about, where it's like every we have to blame everything on Israel. Everything is the Jews, including Hunter Biden's laptop. That's the Jews. I mean, it's, you know, it's possible it's true, just to be clear, because they probably wanted Trump to get elected. That was the 2020 election, right? So that was the election Trump lost. So it's not that it's like totally impossible, but it seems like also highly plausible that Hunter Biden dropped it off at a repair shop and then never went to pick it up because he was too busy smoking crack. And
There we go. Glad we agree. I hypocrite. Glad we agree. There we go.
and doing his corrupt deals in the Ukraine.
Yeah, dude. Pretty much. So this is
transformed when she lied.
You can take the lead. I'm
pretty
Do
much
you-
where I knew the debate was over, and in favor of Andrew Wilson. We're not gonna watch this whole thing because it's like 43 fucking minutes. But
Actually believe that anybody in TPUSA or Erica Kirk or Erica actually participated, had foreknowledge of, or facilitated the murder of Charlie Kirk.
I'm not going to get myself into a legal pickle here. Everything I've said is on.
AKA kind of like Stu Peters, I don't believe what I'm saying. Say it with your chest. Say it with your chest. Defend your claims. I mean, here's the problem with this is like, who cares about a court proceeding against you at this point, right? You just got paid $300K. You can afford a court hearing or two.
On my podcast,
How
I
would that
think
get you in a legal
I think
pickle? Yeah.
firmly
Like, how would that also get you in a legal pickle by saying your opinion? It's your opinion, right? You're an investigator, right?
that if I was the investigating officers, I would seat them all and I would ask questions. I would at this phase, I would.
Okay,
So
what does
using
that
hypothetical,
mean? Does that mean that you do think so?
I think it was not a sufficient investigation into what we know to be true of 80% of homicides. It's usually conducted by someone you know, right? And the fact that that was never even considered, that like I said earlier, the backpack was returned.
How do you know that was never considered?
Because they gave back the backpack as just one example. They gave back the backpack. They gave back the.
That doesn't show a conspiracy.
Well, I mean, it shows that the police trusted everybody and didn't just hold things up for a
Yeah,
second.
they
and
ruled them out as suspects.
that quickly. I'm not comfortable with that investigation. It's a pretty big organization.
I mean, here's an example of how quickly an investigation goes locally. When the Luigi Mangione thing happened, right? The guy that got whacked there, they asked everybody at the meeting, had they seen him? Had they seen what happened? Where were they? Etc., etc., etc. All within 7 hours. All within 7 hours. And there were like a good, I want to say it was a conference, like a global conference. So there were people from like Europe, there were people from like Asia, because United Health is a fairly big company, right?
There's a $100 million incentive. People, this is
What $100 million incentive?
what I'm saying is his organization, like it had grown to, I think it was 100 million.
plus per year.
Yeah, per year. If that's something you want to factor
Yeah,
in,
but what
that's
was
fine.
the-
Your
what-
team wants to play video. If you don't mind,
Yeah.
there's a video they want to play.
This is great. This is great.
Candace said it's impossible to not believe Erica's complicit. If you guys want to play that video.
Before we do that, another crackaroo. Alright, guys. Cheers. This one's to you guys. Thank you for watching. Thank you for follows on this blessed Sunday. Thank you. Appreciate it. And, Christ is King, as we all know. Or we should know. I love when people say, oh, you can't drink. Dude, Jesus converted water to wine. What are you fucking talking about? It's the one thing that he was.
That's also just asking.
And so right now, their
Can't
guys
get
are going out and they're going to look for
overindulgent with
evidence.
it.
And then by May, which is
example,
fortunately around the
anyways.
corner, then she'll see what they found. So what the F is that performance?
Yeah.
How could you sit up there and say, yes, I 100% believe Tyler Robinson did it?
Because she probably is privy to more knowledge than you on the case. She's next of kin.
Right there is why it is impossible for me to think that Erica Kirk is not complicit somehow. Because what?
Those two thoughts actually don't even follow. How would it be the case that even if Erica Kirk did believe that Tyler Robinson was 100% responsible for the death of Charlie Kirk, let's just say she believed it with every fiber of her being, believed all the evidence, because she did. She just actually did. Would it then follow that somehow she's complicit in his death?
I didn't say implicit in death. You added those two words.
Okay, so what's she complicit in?
Yes. So sowing this narrative that Tyler Robinson is guilty. So you're chopping up clips. Like I said, you didn't have the confidence to come
Okay,
in
well,
and
tell
debate.
me,
So
what
now
does
you're
that mean?
chopping
What
it
does
up.
complicit mean?
What does it mean? Tell us what it means. What the fuck are you talking about? Like I was saying on the stream where I was a little intoxicated. Because I knew this was going to be bullshit. Because it's Candace Owens, right? She's going to... It's like the Stu Peters thing. It's like they're going to fucking obfuscate and just fucking derail every conversation point. This is what they do. This is who they are as like streamers and content creators. They will not have a intellectual discussion with anybody because they're not intellectual. They're fucking mind-numbing retardedly fucking retards that pretty much get paid to show for any opposition to America, no matter what. And I'm not saying TPUSA wasn't like at fault for like certain things. For example, I didn't appreciate them siding with Israel, etc. But that was like a big entry point for a lot of conservative men in our country, was TPUSA. So name one thing that you have done, Candace, or Stu Peters, or Ian Carroll, that is the same equivalent, because you can't. You just can't. Your conspiratard brain is hell-bent on just making money at this point. That's what it's about, because you won't give that 300K to Charlie's children. You won't help them in any way either. Because it got asked to Andrew, like, oh, why would you give them money to Charlie's family? And he's like, no, not even TPUSA, because I don't work for them.
We are showing a clip of her on Barry Weiss, which I can't remember the date that she did that interview. And Erica, when she is asked, "Are you one? You know, do you feel with 100% certainty that Tyler Robinson did this?" And she says, "I do." Then again, context matters.
Because the police let the next of kin know more information than the public. You fucking idiot.
I sit down with Erica for 4 hours under the assumption that she had some evidence, right? Like I'm like, I actually...
She can't literally legally divulge that evidence until the trial. If she's seen things that they've presented to her, like, hey, we think this guy did it, she can't legally say anything. Her lawyers, just like what you mentioned for Tyler Robinson's family, aren't going to go to the fucking media. She's not going to the media.
This is why I did not engage in any like Erica. Everyone's questioning what she's wearing and all this stuff. I was like, I'm gonna wait here because I don't know. Just as
You mean like your friend Ian Carroll, who basically started this whole thing, right? Right? Like Ian Carroll is the one. The next day, he was talking about like, oh, it was the Jews. It's kind of like what we just watched there, where it's like, oh, it's got to be the Jews. It's got to be the Jews. It definitely wasn't Hunter Biden smoking crack that dropped off his laptop and just forgot it there. It was Mossad, right? People are fucking nuts, dude. And it's plausible, like I Hypocrite was saying, but I'm gonna just X it out.
It feels weird to think that. Did I think that some of her mannerisms were weird and stuff like that? Yeah, but that's not. You can't convict somebody on weird mannerisms. And then
Actually, you can, depending on those weird mannerisms.
when I sat down with her, and I was expecting for her to say, well, you know, I'm obviously the victim on the case, and we got to see the shot, you know, taken or this or that, whatever it is.
She's not going to tell you. You're basically a media agent, Candace. Your entire point on the Tyler Robinson family was stating that they can't talk to media. You're not giving that allowance to Erica Kirk, who is the next of kin. You're not like it's just blanketly retardation, like retardation for profits. Like she's out looking off into space because she knows she's wrong.
Great. You know, that's why that's why she has that much confidence 2 months ago. And when I sat down with her, it was nothing.
Because she's not going to fucking tell you.
It was nothing. Okay. So this is a conversation.
How would that make her complicit?
Complicit. And again, you said complicit in the death of Charlie Kirk.
Complicit in what? Yeah.
Well, if you let me finish my sentence, I could tell you that. But my point being is that then you take a look at this and you go, okay, well, this is weird. Why would you have this confidence? And then when you sit across from somebody and you say, okay, great, I want to go out there and defend you now. I want people to know that you can't say this stuff publicly, but you know more things. And she just blanks. And then
Why would she tell you? Why would she ever fucking tell you?
she says, well, I'm going to call the lawyer. And she called the lawyer. Again, all of this is on my show. So out of context clips is not going to work because I know what I say on my show.
Okay.
So we call her lawyer.
You gotta watch the show. This is why Patrick Bet-David is like a potato. Like he's literally a certified potato at this point. Like as a moderator, like please never have this man moderate a debate of this caliber again. Because this is where he needed to step up and be like, look, you can't use your show as credible evidence because that's your opinion. And she looks over and smiles at him here. Look at this. Like, you can't use your own facts and knowledge as your backing for your claim. Right? Like, the world would be vastly stupider in that case.
And her lawyer says to us, she calls him on the phone, pardon me. And it's me, her, and Justin Strife. And I'm like, okay, great. What do you guys have? He goes, well, we don't have anything yet. We're not at that phase yet. And I'm like, well, what do you mean you don't have anything? And he says, well, don't you know how it works? It's a probable cause hearing. So basically the state says that they're going to bring this forward. And now our people go out and they look for the evidence to assert that Tyler Robinson is guilty. And so I asked her directly, her lawyer directly, the phone's in between us. I'm like, wait, so just so I'm clear, you haven't seen anything that the public hasn't seen? And he says, no.
Again, a lawyer wouldn't tell you this at all. They wouldn't tell you anything. They would keep a lid on it to protect their client.
So I'm going back in my head and I'm going, okay, so why is Erica saying with such a degree of certainty, like she was sent out to convince the public and people bit, by the way. I remember even Megyn Kelly was like, let's wait. She's going to have access to things. I did think she had access to things that we didn't have. Why express that confidence to the public as opposed to just being like, we don't know yet. I feel confident he's involved. They made an arrest.
I don't understand. How would any of this make her complicit and in what?
Well, I've already told you. She's complicit in trying to fool the public into thinking this is some open and shut case.
How's she trying to fool the public into this? If she believes
like, don't look anywhere else.
If she believes that Tyler Robinson killed Kirk, if she believes that, how would that be complicit in anything?
I do.
Are you saying that you think she doesn't believe it?
I don't believe that at that stage she sat down with Barry Weiss that's what she believes. No, but that's my opinion.
Right, but so when you just say complicit, you just mean she believes that Tyler Robinson killed Kirk? That's it?
That's what we were talking about. That's why I said if your strategy was to dice up clips and take it out of context and make it
No
seem like I
strategy.
said
You
she
can
was
explain
complicit.
everything.
Yeah, but then why not just play the full thing? Like why? And
Because
when,
we don't have like infinite amounts of time, I'm guessing. You probably don't want to
well,
watch.
I'm going to go back to my theory that you didn't feel confident that you could defend your claim that it was overwhelming evidence. So now you're trying to move towards doctored clips and get.
You're the one that wanted the prompt, from what I understand, Candace. You're the one that wouldn't settle on the prompt that the Andrew Wilson team had. So, from what I understood and what I've heard, this was your prompt, essentially.
Well, there's no
respond to
doctored
it.
anything. I'm just making sure that we got this right.
Yes,
That what you're actually
yes,
saying
I
is
do
that
believe that
Erica is just
Erica was,
complicit in
and
believing it.
when I re-examined her actions backward, because I did not have this perspective of her at the beginning, which is why it's so funny to me that you guys make it seem like I'm ground zero. People thought Erica was sus from day I forgive him, and I was not a part of that. I did not lean into that. I did not contribute to that. I was getting
No, but everybody around you did. Everybody around you did. You may have not specifically had a video out, but Ian Carroll had already about 20. Darren Coleman had about like 4. You know, everyone around you was fucking leaning into it already.
actually terrible messages from my fans being like, Candace, you and Charlie always say to go with your intuition. You won't address this, how we all feel about her. Things changed for me when I saw that Zoom call. I will tell you that for sure. And the fact that she lied to me. So I sat across from her.
She didn't lie to you. She was probably instructed not to tell you.
And, you know, I wanted to have that conversation publicly, but they're probably grateful.
You're not her friend. You were obsessed with her husband. Like, it's painfully obvious that you were obsessed with Charlie.
Well, they didn't do it publicly. She
about 3 more
told me some lies. And so the next thing that happens naturally when somebody lies to you, when any person lies to you, whether it's a toddler, people only lie when they're trying to obscure something else.
Have you addressed what?
I want to do this, and because I didn't know what to expect. Like I didn't know if she was going to.
So, what do you have from that meeting?
Be like, I'm so overwhelmed with everything, you know, and I don't know who to trust at the organization, and I don't know what I'm doing. Like, I didn't know. I didn't want to.
Just out of curiosity, before anything happened with Charlie, how close were you and Erica?
Not very close.
So there's not a
No.
So what does she owe you if you're not very fucking close? You fucking retard. Like literally.
relationship.
No, I would say it's totally normal. Like, it's not like there was any issues at all. We were always nice to each other. It just is our life went to a different phase, right?
So the complicit part about Erica to you, is that a gut feeling? You think
It transformed when she lied.
you can take the lead? I'm just asking questions.
Yes.
If you want to
I
go for it.
I actually don't. I still don't understand what you think she's complicit in.
Yeah. So when I say Erica's complicit, that's my opinion. When you tweeted Erica's too retarded to kill her husband,
Yeah.
would you like to explain how you developed your evidence, your positive evidence for the fact that Erica was retarded?
Yeah, sure. So
Yeah.
I just think all women are retarded.
Oh,
They are. They are. They are.
so you're allowed to just say stuff. Who knew? So
You
and
just
by
asked
the way,
me.
and
Like,
what dramatically transformed your opinion of Erica after going to the headquarters? Because you were pretty hostile about.
I wasn't hostile towards them.
You don't think calling somebody too retarded?
No,
Is-
come on. That's like normal tongue-in-cheek stuff for me online.
Oh, you're being tongue in cheek.
Usually when I call someone retarded, I'm being tongue-in-cheek, yeah. Like, for instance, you got supporters. I mean, if you want to use the same exact argument, you would take a supporter like Owen Benjamin. He called you bad names and called your husband bad names. You're just like, well, that's no biggie?
I've never answered him on anything that he said. I'm saying that you now are her biggest defender. So do you still think
I'm
she's
not
too,
her biggest defender.
Do you still think she's too retarded?
No. I didn't know Erica Kirk. I'd never met her before.
Okay, but you had an issue with Turning Point being led by a bunch of fembots talking about
Still
the
do.
feminist angle.
Still do.
And then suddenly you go to the
Still do.
Still think
headquarters.
it's a terrible idea.
You go into the
Still do. Still seems like a bad idea.
The headquarters.
Mm-hmm.
Now all of a sudden you've got text
Based-
messages that you're sharing
based
with them.
response
You
from
say
Andrew.
that you and your wife are getting involved with management.
No. I'm not involved in any management at Turning Point
Well,
USA.
I'm pretty sure there is a clip of you where you say that your wife went to their recent conference and sat down, and then when you were on Joe Rogan,
No. Hang on. I'll explain what happened just so that you understand.
yeah,
So I was invited there to do some debate training. That's literally what I was invited there to do on recommendation. So I went down and did some debate. That's the first time I ever met anybody at TPUSA.
okay. And then you said you sat down with Erica.
Well, I didn't sit down to her. I talked to her in a hallway.
So you didn't sit down and speak with Erica?
No, I didn't have like some sit down long
No, this is where your conspiratorial brain melts down and you are like, oh, they had a sit down. But you guys didn't have a sit down. Remember, she's claiming that she didn't have a sit down either. Except she did. And Erica politely asked her to stop making up lies. Why would Erica, the wife next of kin, ever tell you anything at that point?
conversation. We talked in a hallway.
Okay.
For,
Is
I
that
don't
when
know,
you gave her
maybe-
the hug?
Yeah, gave her the hug right there. My wife did too. We were both very sorry for what happened.
Okay.
to
So
her.
at what point did you start receiving text
Would you not hug a grieving widow? Is that what you're saying? How very Christian of you.
messages from that you cited in your opening statement?
Oh,
that
I
you-
just reached out to TPUSA and said I'm prepping for a debate. Is there anything that's pertinent that I can use here?
Do you find it interesting that people have been asking for, basic answers to questions, and you're saying that you walked into their headquarters and reached out and they
It's
instantly
amazing, isn't it? If you reach out in good faith and you're not demonizing them and saying that they're complicit in the murder of people's deaths, that perhaps they're actually willing to release things to you that are pertinent, other than thinking that, perhaps you're diabolical
Well, I don't know. I, was
and
thinking,
don't have the
I
best
feel like if I was
intentions.
going to release that information, I didn't demand that it be released to me. I actually never demanded that.
Actually, you just did. You demanded that she tell you something about the death of what she knew. You just quite literally said that like 5 minutes ago. And you were basically like, I don't have any evidence to support my claim, but it's not really my claim to support. You have to support your claim of the state's case. And Andrew Wilson has said numerous times he doesn't support it fully, opening the door for new evidence, if anything. Right. So, very disingenuous on her part. I don't want to watch this whole thing because we have other stuff to react to, but Andrew Wilson was rationale and she was completely fucking speculation. That's what it is. That's what it breaks down to.
I think preventing fraud.
So, oh my God, here we go. So we have Nick Shirley being questioned by Republican Morano, who's made some headlines recently. I guess his son-in-law or something like that is running, and he's basically like a violent dude or something. Like he like beat his wife or something like that. I'm not entirely sure. I don't want to get into the details, but now and I thought because of his testimony against Fauci, where he was like, I made my entire career to come here. I thought he was one of the good guys, but here we go.
Senator Moreno.
Let's see.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, for holding this hearing. And let me just point out again for the record that I think preventing fraud in government should be completely nonpartisan. It's not a Democrat issue or a Republican issue. Yet almost the entirety of the Republican dais is filled with people sitting here listening to the entire hearing. And literally the entire Democrat dais is empty. I think that's quite frankly a disgrace. I think it's a disgrace to the people who pay taxes to know that there's an entire party that does not care whether taxpayer money is burnt. I think it's absolutely completely outrageous. Mr. Shirley, I'll start with you. The previous Controller General of the GAO had been in office since 2011.
This is just to see what he says because I'm pro Nick Shirley going and doing this stuff. I think it's a good thing. Um, yeah.
What were you doing in 2011?
Playing football and basketball.
And what grade were you in?
At that time, I was 9 years old. So
9? Gotcha. So you were 9 years old, and this person served for 15 years in government. We have this idea that maybe we double down on that process that failed for 15 years, that somehow we'd be better off, and yet you went in at your risk and exposed fraud. I'm going to take a different angle. How does it make you feel as somebody who's 25 years old to know that your generation is going to pay the bill for everything that's happened right now? We have $40 trillion in debt.
Yeah.
And yet your
All right. So far, I like him.
generation is going to pay the price.
Yeah, I think that's the sad thing is my generation's the one who's affected the most from this fraud and from the national debt. It's extremely hard for anyone my age to buy a home, even just to be able to accumulate the money that.
But we need to worry about medical marijuana in Texas for some reason. We need to actually focus on that. This is like the biggest distraction ever. It's the biggest distraction ever. Going back to what I was talking about a couple days ago, where it's like these people harp on these little nitpick fence issues when the greater outcome of society is like, well, you're kind of fucked. You're kind of fucked economically. I mean,
to have a down
it's
payment
because of
inside your
these-
bank account.
this
It's
sh- this
very,
shit
very
right here.
hard. And so when you see a fraudster
So far, I
who literally
agree.
opens up a layering center and they receive $1.9
layering
million,
center.
and that was going on for years, and no one ever did anything. We had all this oversight. We had everyone knew about the fraud, but everyone was too afraid to talk about the fraud because of what would happen to them.
And what do you mean, what would happen to them? Is it impolite to say that somebody's defrauding the government because there's of some certain race or gender or national origin?
You'd be canceled. You'd effectively be canceled, and essentially, your career would be in jeopardy. Just like how these people attacked me the other day for medical marijuana legalization in Texas when I'm opposed to that. They were trying to find anything they could. Anything they could. But they're not leftists. They're they're libertarians, right? They're pro free speech. Right. This is my asshole. And this is my asshole.
Is that somehow racist to say you should not steal money from the federal government?
It's not racist, but politically, it can be seen as racist. They may label you as Islamophobic or a racist, quite frankly.
Well, I think profiles encouraged wouldn't be something that would be written about the current members of the Democrat Party for sure. And because again, you think you would agree that they're just afraid of being labeled that way and that fear drives them away from even attending a hearing like today?
Yeah, definitely. And
1000%. 1000%. This is what we were talking about with mob rule. This is why Candace is so popular. And this is why her fans are like sycophants, and they basically are like beating down anybody that opposes her theories.
And it's very sad to see that they put that's their priorities, is to make sure that they're not
By
labeled
the
as
way,
that.
that's exactly the opposite of what the founding fathers wanted for our country. There's multiple lectures from our founding fathers talking about mob rule being the antithesis to America.
Racist or Islamophobic for exposing fraud or for exposing what's happening inside a community. Quite frankly, they use the Somali population to commit the fraud. Ilhan Omar should be disgraced of what she did to the Somali population.
And when you look at people in your generation, can't afford a car, can't afford a house, don't see how in the future you'd be able to retire with any.
On that note, like I'm an elder millennial, but I'm one of the last last people that I know that works full time, has a family and whatnot, and is able to afford pretty much everything that I can. It's hard at times, right? It's hard, and I never really ask for money here. Like I'm never really asking for like donos and shit because I don't do this for a living. I do this for vibes and chill vibes kind of thing. Like it's good to get shit out like I feel and talk about things. So, and I encourage my kids to do that as well. To talk with me, their mom, to let us know what's going on. So it's one of the last generations. I feel like I'm one of the last generations that I think was called basically a latchkey generation. So I drank from the fire hose just like everybody else and for me. Um, I grew up in 1989, or I was born 1989. So think about that. Like think about how that is a completely different mindset where you talk to your parents about things. Nowadays, everybody's on their fucking phone. Like
any kind of dignity. And yet somebody can break into our country illegally, be provided a luxury hotel room in New York, 3 meals a day, maid service once a week, free
far, I like
education,
this
free
guy.
health care. What goes through your head when you think about that?
Like, how does this happen? We're putting foreigners oftentimes above American citizens, and it's very, very sad to see.
And Mr. Hetler Gadet, I want to drill back down to the numbers you provided because I want to make sure I heard them correctly. You talked about, again, we're here to talk about fraud. We can talk about waste in a different hearing. We're here to talk about fraud. You mentioned in 2025, what was the number that you said? You knew the numbers off the top of your head pretty well. It's impressive.
GAO estimated that in fiscal year 2025, we issued $186 billion in improper payments.
So 186 billion in 2025. From 17 to 20, which is President Trump's first term, that number by GAO is estimated to be 672 billion. Does that sound right?
I don't have
same
that
GAO.
number off the top of my head, but
Sounds right? Yeah, generally. Again, GAO, citing their numbers. And for
Is he legally blind? Or actually blind?
from 2020 to 2024, that number under Biden was 925 billion.
so I would point out 2020 is still the Trump administration.
No, this is fiscal year, so this would start October 1st.
Okay.
Yeah, so it was a 38% increase, and it's been massively cut back by President.
So far, I like this guy, Murano or Murane. I don't know what the fuck you would call. Like, I don't know how you would say it in his. Because some people say it differently in their names and whatnot, but so far he seems like he's got a good head on his shoulders. So hopefully this continues.
President Trump in his second term. I don't know that that's the greatest case to be made, that the entire
Again, I don't know if he's APAC funded or anything like that either. So
issue is because we have these inspector generals that have failed dramatically since the time Nick Shirley was playing basketball in his driveway when he was 9 years old. I think what we need to do here, Mr. Chairman, is take this topic very seriously. I think the American people are sick and tired of hearings, honestly. I think they need to see people who are held accountable, that go to jail. And until we do that, I don't know that we have the confidence of people. I feel badly for next generation, honestly. I don't know how they look at it and say, this government's just failing us. And the sense of disenfranchisement with the American government. I mean, I just can't wrap my head.
people wonder how like Trump happens, like the MAGA wave and everything. That's exactly how they got disenfranchised via the Democrats, and the Democrats were overpromising and never really doing anything. And then you had, for example, Obama. Like we could pull clips of Obama talking about like how he was going to crack down on immigration, and then for a time he did for his first term. And for his first term, the irony here is he was anti-LGBT, and then all of a sudden, that the push from the far left basically happened, and you had Occupy Wall Street, you had all these other things. By the way, Occupy Wall Street is who, and like that whole movement, what was it? The original, the Tea Party. That's what I'm thinking of. Those two groups were doxxed and harassed by Degree 180, which was owned by Candace Owens for the DNC. Just to point that out to people, like we have that verified. That's how she got her start in politics.
head around the fact that Democrats care so little about this topic that they don't even show up. They didn't show up at your session either, Senator Johnson, when we talked about this exact topic in your
Just
committee.
shave.
And ultimately, if your elected leaders don't give a crap about how government spends money, it's an indictment on that. And even worse, the media just won't even talk about it. There will be more stories on CNN tonight about the reflecting pond being empty than the fact that you had a hearing today about trillions of dollars of fraud. And that is the problem. The media is complicit. The Democrats are complicit because that's ultimately, you have to think, what keeps them in power. So with that, thank you, Mr. Chairman.
I just want to look this guy up. 1 second. Let's see if he's... Ugh. That's a shame. 350,000. That's not as much as I thought it would be. He also earned an endorsement from RJC, the Republican Jewish Committee, or Coalition, I mean. That's a shame, because he did seem like he cared a little bit there. That's not great. That's not great. I'm just gonna be real. I'm just gonna be real. That's not great, man. Like, he's talking about foreigners breaking into our country. What about foreigners buying off politicians? Like, so in an effort to lighten the mood a little bit, we got a clip here from our boy. Well, not our boy, but I like his content. Jake Rattlesnake from Australia. Basically, and he's a good friend of Andrew Wilson. And basically what happened is he went undercover for a moment, and exposed Project Constitution, who basically did zero research on the fact of what was going on. And this is part of the reason people are insane. They're very cult-like. It's like the QAnon kind of crowd almost. And I personally don't want that in my party or anything. And I'm a Republican, but I'm not like I'm more of a populist, I would say. Um, I'm a nationalist too, I would say, a populist nationalist. So kind of like if you could kind of compare it, I would say, trying to think of like a European party, kind of like Hungary before they went woke and now they're experiencing issues. I'm in favor of a lot of the policies that Orban had. Um, but anyways, I don't think they would work here too, because we're a much larger country. Well, not unfortunately, but we're a much larger country than Hungary. So
say this, to be honest, I don't know how to say.
all right, so let me go ahead and transition over here. This is fucking hilarious, though. So, Project Constitution here invites Mr. Coombe. Bro, like, I need another beer. I need another beer. Holy shit, dude. This is hilarious. You guys are gonna laugh. Should I try and find the full context of this? Because apparently he deleted the stream, but let's watch this and then maybe we can find the actual full context.
It is, to be honest, but
So he's from Australia, so that's why you're gonna hear an accent here. Project Constitution, we did no fucking research into who this guy was.
like, I was in the living room one day, and basically, I was walking around, and then it was maybe like 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So I was thinking, you know, afternoon. So I found my baby, gonna hold her tight, gonna get some afternoon delight. Mama always said, if it's right, it's right. While waiting till the middle of a cold, dark night. Sky rockets in flight. Project Constitution. Sky rockets in flight. Afternoon delight.
Yeah.
Afternoon delight.
Good one.
Afternoon delight. Project Constitution, brother. How did you not know? Did you do a basic, cursory little bit of research, my friend?
You wouldn't give me anything. I
Picking up,
tried.
he's got me working up an appetite, cutting forward to a little afternoon delight. Oh,
It was at this moment that he knew he fucked up.
oh. He's one of my best friends. I am currently live streaming. I've been shit posting about it all week. Project Constitution, walk me through how you do all of this research, my friend. Please, I'd love to know it.
Yeah, well,
Thinking of you's got me working up an appetite. Looking
Okay,
forward to
so-
a little afternoon delight.
all right. I'm not even going to play their games. Like I said, he's a loser. I don't want anything to do with that.
He's a loser, but he's a loser. Jake's a loser. Not really. Not really, bro. But you know, you look like a fucking wash truck driver, bro. Is that a dude? Can I just point out something real quick? Where the fuck is it? There it is. All right. All right. So what's going on with this guy's beard? All right. He's got the mustache that looks like get in my van. Get in my van. I got free candy, and then for the candy cult. What's going on here? He's got like a fucking beard. Like we have a kind of similar thing going on here. I need to work this jaw muscle out a little bit. I need to get the clav thing going on where, right? But I'm a fucking dad. Like I guarantee you this motherfucker doesn't have children. But he's got like the beard right here. Like it's just like old and then there's like a beard right here. Going on there.
I do.
Then he's got like patches going down here. Like you guys have seen me with full beard. Full beard, I look okay.
You have something else. I kind of had a feeling that something might be weird about that.
But I brought him on anyways because he was going to shit talk Andrew Wilson. That's the entire context of that clip. I brought him on anyways because he had evidence against the person we don't like. No research whatsoever on the dude.
Because he was really, really strange, the whole thing. And I was asking him for information. He really wouldn't give me any information. And then he was also weird. Like I wanted to have a conversation with him before we started, and he didn't want to do that. Like he was like, "Oh well, I really can't I can't do that. I need to yeah, I'm running late or whatever. I can't be there till right at 9 when we start. So whatever. It is what it is. He got me. He trolled me. Shit happens.
And I'm deleting the stream. Is this the full context here?
Can you
I think
name all 7?
I can.
Then do it.
Sure, you don't have
Stories about his. There's a military background, not really.
That we want to expose with you guys. So without, oh wait a minute. I guess we're not live to X. I'm going to have to upload it to X afterwards.
Oh, good.
Spent a bunch of time with Andrew Wilson in his house. Got to know him intimately.
So this is.
Oh shit. Okay, we'll have to worry about that later. I guess we're not live to X. I'm going to have to upload it to X afterwards.
Oh, good.
All right, we are live. Welcome to the channel, guys. It's me, Colin, Project Constitution. Joining me tonight is my guest. He goes by Mr. Coombe. This is a guy who knows Andrew Wilson, spent a bunch of time with Andrew Wilson in his house, got to know him intimately, and
Mr. Coombe, who got to know Andrew intimately. How do you
has some
fall for
stories
this?
to tell. So we're just gonna kind of walk through. He doesn't have a short time. He's only gonna be here about a half hour, so it's gonna be a short stream. But he just has some information that he feels is relevant, I feel is relevant, that we want to expose with you guys. So without, oh wait a minute, why it's not? We're not even live yet. What the hell's going on here? Hold on 1 second.
Who doesn't know how to operate Streamlabs fallacy? Dude doesn't know how to operate his Streamlabs. It wants to convince us, the public, that Mr. Coombe. Bro.
Okay, no, we are. Okay, we're good. Okay. So we're just not live on X. Okay. That's weird. I don't know why I did that. Anyway,
'Cause you
sorry about
didn't-
that, guys.
Because you didn't check the little thing. You didn't push it over. You didn't tap the icon to go live on X. All these platforms these days have it integrated so that you can have multiple platforms, right? And you can just click on which one you want to stream to. So for instance, right now we're on Twitch, YouTube, and Kick. I just recently got access to link my X account. I'll probably start that. I don't know. I don't know when I want to go live on X because X can be a little bit brutal, and I'm a smaller content creator. But I wouldn't even call myself a content creator. I'm just a casual. I'm just a fucking cash. I'm a filthy casual on this shit. But you know, this shit's hilarious.
So without further ado, welcome to the show, Mr. Coombe. How you doing today?
Yeah, I'm okay, man. Thanks for having me on.
Appreciate that. All right. So I guess you want to just give us a little history of how you well, I don't know, you could begin where you want to begin. I'll let that way because I don't want to say anything that's going to get you in trouble.
Yeah, so I met the Wilsons a few years back, and we became friends, sort of like work friends and everything like that. And then I ended up.
How do you not know this is Jake Rattlesnake? If you hate Andrew so much, how do you not know this is like? How do you not?
Up actually spending a lot of time at their place where they lived in the States, like a good 2 weeks or so, and then I had some pretty crazy things revealed to me, and I saw the conversation coming up about Andrew's past recently, and to be honest, it was like a little bit alarming to me, and so I thought I would share something, and then I think that's since been deleted, but you picked up on it. And basically, this was about Andrew's past before the Crucible.
Well, I followed Andrew before the Crucible kind of blew up, and he was nicknamed Big Papa Fascist. So, yeah.
And about his military past and everything, and there's a reason.
His military past, dude's talked about it multiple times. Like, dude just said that he went to boot camp and had an injury and couldn't complete it.
Why he went off the face of the earth for a very long time, and
because he's a fucking boomer. Sorry, Andrew, but I'm a millennial. You're a Gen Xer. It's all right. Don't shoot the messenger, but you're more attached to technology than Gen X was.
You know, there's a military background. Not really many people know much about that. Then he goes missing off the face of the earth. So I'm spending time at his place, and basically I found 6 passports in his name. And that was the first big red flag because basically he told me that he'd never left the country before. And so I started to investigate that. And yeah, I then started to ask some questions. And then eventually one night we were drinking. We had a lot to drink, actually. And then he started to tell me a very detailed story. I don't know if any of the story is true, but it does seem to check out because, you know, going missing off the face of the earth for that long and then just coming back.
This is the James Bond.
Like
They're
that.
what is it? What was it? He shared his resume and it was like, it was pretty much Die Hard. That's it. Die Hard, dude.
Is kind of crazy into the crucible, just comes out of nowhere. So
it didn't come out of nowhere. It was a brand that he was building for quite some years.
I don't know where you want me to kick it off.
I guess if you want to start, we could tell, I guess, a little bit about the military thing because not a lot of people you said know about that. And I think he's actually denied that he was in the military, or was it? I think he denied he was a sniper in the military.
Well, it's actually a lot deeper than that, dude. Like, I don't know how much trouble this can get me in saying it, but what actually happened was, I think that the story that they give is a medical discharge. That's what happened. But really the story...
That's, I mean, what happened, right? If you get injured in boot camp, they fail you. I've had many friends that have done it, and there's no disrespect or disgrace or anything. You're just medically discharged. Like, it's, you tried. Like, I guarantee you this fat fuck hasn't tried to serve the military.
Here is that when he was younger, and this is why he goes missing off the face of the earth, and there's no sort of like recollection of him or online presence.
Like, I served for one term because I couldn't find work at the time. It was 2008, and not gonna say what branch, not gonna say anything like that, but you know, couldn't find work. I was fresh out of high school, and Obama fucked up the economy. It was really bad in Florida. Pretty much, housing market crisis imploded in Florida, and I needed to do something quick because, well, my dad died, and yeah, that's kind of like where I was at mentally. So needed to do something quick, and did that. That's kind of where I got my rigidness and you know,
or anything, is because basically what happened was that he was recruited into a high-level multinational government program where he was used as a spy, and he was mind controlled. Do you know about MK Ultra?
Oh
This is
yeah.
wild.
Yeah. So there's various different mind control things that happen, and they can basically turn these people into pretty much anything that they want in terms of like manipulation and coercion and these sorts of things. So he was recruited into this program, and then had an episode of amnesia. That's what he says anyway, an episode of amnesia. And then he was, from my understanding, basically used by the US government as a federal asset and is currently being used by the US government as a federal asset to go into leftist spaces and destroy the left in all places. That's what he says anyway. His mission is to go into the left and to destroy them in all of their places. And I think that recently he's been used as a I guess a government op to go into to Candace Owens' space and to try and destroy that because she's like exposing the feds.
Yeah, I kind of got that feeling as well, but it's good to hear.
At any rate, hilarious shit, man. This is the chat. Bro. This guy is a fucking clown. Anyways, guys, I do have to head out. Take care of stuff. It's Sunday here, so if it's not Sunday for you, maybe you're in Isha. I don't know. So short stream Sunday. Short stream Sunday. Not gonna play video games today. Kind of need to take care of a few things around the house still. Gotta do some honeydew shit. You know, honeydew this, honeydew that. But we'll probably be more live tomorrow. Probably 6:30 to 9:30, and maybe even later. Maybe we'll go a little bit later because I have the day off. But I do have a medical appointment, and I do have things I gotta throw it in live, throw it in camera. I do have a medical appointment. Need to take care of it. It's like my routine physical, a bunch of other shit. It's yeah, at any rate. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Maybe we'll play some maybe we'll go in like a reverse order or something like that. We'll go DBD, Siege, PUBG. Or maybe we'll do Marvel and I'll just have it loaded so I'm not like glitching out and lagging. Because their fucking shaders are ridiculous in that game. At any rate, guys, this beer's for you guys. I've only had 3. Probably where I'm gonna stop for today, because yeah, I gotta do some lifting and cleaning and all that fun shit. So, but yeah, hope all is well for you guys this week. And if I don't see you, if you don't see me, Christ is King. And yeah. Anyways, it's been fun. These lunatics are everywhere. Seems like they're more left than anything. I mean, the candy cult is fucking insane. I've never seen, well, not that I've never seen it, because we've seen it with QAnon, where it's like, where you go, we go all, and it's like, are you kidding me? Kidding me? These people are not. They need to be on fucking med. They need to be in mental health asylums. Just like the stoners need to be sentenced to fucking hard labor. At any rate, it's been fun. Hope everybody has a good week. Have a blessed day. And take it easy. Don't be so hard on yourself. These people exist. These people literally exist. So you're doing all right. You're doing all right if you're not crazy like them. At any rate, we'll probably start streaming to Twitter or X sooner than later. Sooner than later. But I kind of want to, because I just started streaming to YouTube again, because they like cited my account. And yeah, at any rate, we'll discuss it later, especially on Discord, which is another platform I stream to. So it's the primary platform. That's where all my like actual followers are. Again, very small content creator. Don't really consider myself it. So any support actually helps. Boost my algo or whatever the fuck. I don't know, man. Like, I'm not really trying to do this like for a living. I got a pretty good job. Sometimes I'm pissed off at it, but anyways, I will also make an announcement before we go. I'll be headed up to Orlando for DebateCon 9, and I want to check it out. I you know, meet some of these people. So if you welcoming, Want to grab a beer? No, don't. It's my state. It's my state. So I will happily buy the first round. But I expect you to return the favor. I'll probably be doing that. It's in October. I'll probably have days that I can take off at that point. So at any rate, I'll see you on Monday, and yeah, just take it easy, guys. Don't be retarded. Don't be a fucking moron. Also, have children.